Good morning, everyone. I hope this wakes up everyone and ready for the talk today. Before we start, I would like to all participants to mute your microphone, and for all the participants to also turn on your camera so that we can take a group photo together. Can everyone hear me good? We're about to start. So I would like to invite all the participants to turn on your camera, especially the panelists, so that we can take one group photo together. Good morning. We're waiting for you to open your cameras. Sawasdeeค่ะคุณสุกรีคุณณัฐพงศ์ Mr. Michael โดคุณถง Are you here already?
Yes, Michael is here.
Michael's here. All right. Good morning, Michael. Mr. Tong, are you here?
I have important menu.
Okay. So please, Mr. Kun Sukrit Khan, please turn on your camera.
เรียนเชิญผู้เข้าร่วมประชุมช่วยเปิดกล้องนะคะ เราจะได้ถ่ายรูปพร้อมกันนะคะ ก่อนที่จะเริ่มค่ะ May I ask all participants and panelists to kindly turn on your camera so that we can take one group photo together. Okay. Okay, we're about to take the first photo. So everyone, please smile. Big smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's take another one. Big smile again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good to go. Thank you, everyone. Before we start, I would like to inform all participants of a few arrangements. If you have questions for the panelists, or if you would like to make any comments, please kindly leave your questions or flag us in the chat box. And we will bring the question to the panelists for you. Now I would like to ask all participants to mute your microphone. We are about to start. My name is Piapon Puchanapan Counselor at the Royal Thai Embassy in Hanoi. I'll be the MC for today. I would like and without further ado, I would like to invite His Excellency, Mr. Nikorn Det Palangboon, Ambassador of the Royal Thai Embassy, to deliver welcoming remarks. Your Excellency.
Good morning. สวัสดีครับ Distinguished panelists, guests, ladies and gentlemen, Xin Chào. Good morning to you all. It is my pleasure to welcome our distinguished panelists and all the participants joining us here today. The talk on startup is part of a series of Embassy in Hanoi has been co-organizing Israel planning and investment. I wish to thank the National Innovation Center of Vietnam for being part of today's event. Today is the third of its 5 talk series. And once again, I'm delighted to be working closely with the National Innovation Center of Vietnam. It has been a few weeks now since Hanoi has returned to normalcy and operate as usual. I therefore very much hope that we'll be able to welcome you all at the Royal Thai Embassy and enjoy the beautiful weather of Hanoi's fall at our next activity. Distinguished guests, ladies, gentlemen, our previous session has laid background for us to have a better understanding about startup ecosystem in Vietnam and Thailand, the importance of governmental policy and relevant institutional support has helped link the startups with investors and accompany them on the journey towards a sustainable growth. We also learned about venture capital's crucial role in supporting the potential startups and fundraising. Startups have become increasingly significant and a catalyst to economic development. Both our countries count on the growth of digital economy and the contribution of digital startups to sustainable economic growth. Vietnam aims for the contribution of 30% of digital economy to its GDP by 2030, while Thailand also targets 25% by 2027. I'm pleased to have with us distinguished panelists from Vietnamese and Thai companies to showcase their successes and share their experience and perspective as founders of their respective startups. Our talk today will also highlight how technology and innovation have enabled startups to provide innovative solutions and become one of the core economic drivers that will allow both our countries to achieve the set target. As we know, the COVID-19 has had negative impacts on all sectors of business alike. Startups, as their calling say, are inevitably affected. Today will be an opportune time for us to hear insights directly from CEOs and COOs of exemplar startups on how they have and will continue to be creative and adaptive so as to emerge from this pandemic more resilient. I hope to hear their suggestions about policy support needed for startups to stay in the game and survive this turbulence. I also hope this talk will be inspiring for younger generation of both countries to dream big and think big and pursue their dream, trying to make the unreachable goal a possibility. I wish you all a fruitful discussion and a successful talk. Thank you. Xin cảm ơn. ขอบคุณครับ
Technology and innovation and new investment opportunities. Mr. Nattapong Sukmat will be sharing with us about Kasikorn Vision Vietnam's perspective on how technology and innovation provides a new investment opportunity and what is the mission of K-Vision in Vietnam. Mr. Nattapong Sukmat is Chief Representative of Kasikorn Vision, Representative Office, Cleveland City. I now invite Mr. Nattapong Sukmat to take the floor.
Okay. Oh,
Good morning, everyone. I'm a pleasure to be first the panelist, and today it's great to share
Mr.
with you.
Natapong, so sorry to interrupt. We can hear you, but very not very clear. Your sound is very soft.
Oh, hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
ได้ยินค่ะคุณนัทพงศ์แต่เสียงเบานิดนึงค่ะ
Oh. Hello, is better? Hello, is better?
1 2 3ให้ฟังก็ได้ค่ะ
1 2 3
ขอเวลาแป๊บนึงนะคะเสียงเบานิดนึงเดี๋ยวทางนี้กำลังทำระบบเสียงให้ไม่แน่ใจว่าได้ยินชัดเจนอยู่ค่ะ โอเคค่ะให้กันตอนนี้รู้สึกว่าเสียงจะโอเคค่ะ
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm pleasure to be first panelist, and today it's great to share with you the investment opportunity in Vietnam. So let's start. I would like introduce a little bit the Kasikorn Group in Thailand. We are the Kasikorn Bank, the financial corporate, to offer the complete financial service and financial solution with our customer segment. We are the top 3 commercial bank in Thailand in terms of value of the assets and customer base, both business customer and the retail customer. Not only in Thailand, we has continued to expand our business in this region to gear up under our strategy AEC regions plus 3 countries, China, Japan, and Korea. And now we have the presence in the 8 countries at 15 office. In Vietnam, we have the 2 representative office in Hanoi and the Ho Chi Minh City. At the early this year, we have been approved the FBB license from State Bank of Vietnam, and we have planned to open our first bank in Ho Chi Minh City in mid of next month in order to provide the service to the local customer, including Thai and foreign business in Vietnam as well. In 2018, we established the Kasikorn Vision. It's a subsidiary company under the Kasikorn Group. For the Kasikorn Vision is an investment holding company. We have 3 main functions. First, the scouting arm to search the tech community and find innovative ideas and tech talent from the 4 countries, Vietnam, Indonesia, China, and Israel. By our scope, we focus on who has the innovative solution or the service related to financial sector, including other fields that can cooperate with us in providing financial service in country that we have presence. The second, the investment arm to screen the new investment opportunity in our focus area by investing in various forms, including the corporate VC fund, M&A, joint venture, and direct investment. And the third, fund management and the business development arm. Almost of our investment focus on strategic investment to create collaboration in business development model with the partner, as well as supporting the startup in form of the venture builder model. We provide the capability of the tech solution and the business opportunity in the Southeast Asian market. Yeah. attention now the focus on the Vietnam as a regional investment hub that attract many leading companies in the world and this region also. Last year we established Kasikorn Vision Representative Office in Ho Chi Minh City, and we are open for any form of the collaboration with the partner in Vietnam, especially tech company and tech startup for the area of our focus, such as the fintech, commerce, education tech, health tech, and lifestyle application, because we believe in strong growth of the Vietnamese market from continuous rapid economic development, fast growing middle class people, and the amount of the young populations is the main reason to invest in this market. However, we still focus on strategic investment for the business partnership. Now we invest in the 3 startups in Vietnam. First, the Co-organised. The Co-organised is a leader sales management software provider for the micro and the small merchant. And the second for the Sitcom Group is one of the retail group in Vietnam to connect both business. Yeah, to connect both business and the end customer by variants of the service and the tech solution. And the last, we invest in Sendor, is the top 4 e-commerce platform in Vietnam. In the near future, we will leverage capability of the partner and launch our new service in Vietnam. Yeah. Okay, the important strategy to cope with the high competitive and rapid change in the new era. One of the key success factor, you will have the strong business partner. In Thailand, we deep collaboration with any player in the many ecosystem to develop seamless financial product to provide a good customer experience on their platform, such as the mobile payments, digital lending, e-wallet, and the education application. In terms of the investment side, to support the startup and business incubation in Thailand, we have the Beacon Venture Capital Funds. They focus on the strategic investment in early to growth stage in tech startup, on the financial technology, retail service, and enterprise solution. I would like to show you for the sample case in Thailand, important step of the Thai people spend almost 3 hours per day on the social network. And 2 years ago, Facebook launched the Facebook shop in Thailand to serve the popularity in the social commerce area. Everyone can create a page to sell a product and simple checkout step for the buyer. We are the first bank to collaborate with them to provide the seamless payment via our mobile banking service. Easy to use for the buyer, just few click for the payment, and the seller can check their transaction instantly. Yeah. For the Shopee in Thailand, we launched the digital lending program for the merchant on their platform. Merchant just submit request via the Shopee application without need any documents and collateral. Moreover, for the shopper size, we issue the co-brand credit card with the Shopee to earn many benefits, such as the 10 times reward point when shopping with Shopee, and the cashback program return to Shopee coins. For the last year, we launched the first social banking service in Thailand by set up the joint venture business between the Kasikorn Vision and the Line Financial Asia. like Zalo in the Vietnam is highest popular chat app in Thailand. They are the 47 million customer. We offer the friendly user experience for use the financial service on chat app and can reach service to new the customer and tap unbankable market. Also, it's called the Live BK. It will differentiate on the simplicity and accessibility and reliability. The customer can perform their banking transaction as easy, just send the message on the Live application. Now they offer the end-to-end digital financial service, e-serving account, online debit, and credit line. For the customer can easily to apply for anywhere and anytime and get quick instant for the approval. For the qualification of the customer, we offer the flexible, the minimum requirement criteria and just have revenue or the without fixed salary and any pay slip will be able to access the sort of fund to the Live BK as a loan service. Finally, for the Vietnam market, I think it's huge challenge for us, whether it's be the business opportunity or the learning new thing to adjust our business model be suitable for this market. And we talk a lot with the partner and make on the partnering with any player in the business ecosystem to bring out the benefits from us and the partner for the customer in Vietnam. Okay, I finish my presentation today. And the last, thank you very much for the loyal Thai embassy in Hanoi and all panelists and everyone for your listening today.
Presentation, which touches give us an overview of what K-Bank is doing both in Thailand and in Vietnam, and how the partnership can help to provide excellent customer experiences. Now, I would like to turn to the second participants, panelists, on the successful factors and sharing perspective of Vietnamese and Thai startups. We will first be listening to Mr. Michael Daw, and the founder of Palexi. Mr. Michael is currently the Chief Product Officer and co-founder of Anfin, a digital brokerage in Vietnam connecting users to the stock market in a simple and intuitive way. Before starting at Anfin, Michael was an investment banker at Lazard, product manager at Machine Zone, and venture capital investor at Next. Michael has a bachelor in science and on business administration from the University of Southern California, where he was presidential scholar. I now invite Michael to take the floor. Michael, please.
Hello, hello everyone. Nice to meet you all, and thank you so much for having us today, so I could speak a little bit about Anfin and what we're working on here in Vietnam. So let me share my screen. So just to introduce you to Anfin. Anfin is Vietnam's first fully digital brokerage, connecting the Vietnamese to the Vietnamese stock market in a simple, intuitive, and a very fun way. And so there's a lot of things that we see in the market that are very interesting, and I think that makes for a really good point of disruption right now in the stock market and the stock brokerage industry. Just to quickly introduce the rest of my team, the CEO and co-founder is the founder of AHA Move, one of Vietnam's largest on-demand delivery platform. Our CTO Hip was a lead engineer at Caterva, which was a company that had a Vietnam engineering team that was acquired by Facebook in 2014. And Chi, who is our head of operations, she graduated from College of William and Mary, MBA with a full scholarship, and also did other jobs at Capital One and Saigon Hanoi Bank. And so when we look at Vietnam, there's a lot of very interesting things in this market that we see that gets us very excited. First, financial literacy is very low. So there's no non-biased source to find information on what is a stock, what is a bond, what is capital, what is the PE ratio, what is EPS, and a lot of the financial metrics online. And that's just because there's very low asset diversification. People in Vietnam mostly buy real estate, or they save money in savings accounts at a bank. And so because of Vietnam's 100 trading lot rule, owning Vietnamese stocks is extremely expensive. It's around $400 to $600 to own popular companies like Masan, Vietcombank, Tây Di Động. And then the mobile experiences on the one on the left is VPS, and then the one on the right is VN Direct. They're a bit outdated in terms of UI, UX. And so we're really trying to build in a modern experience for the new retail investor of Vietnam. But trading volume has been going up quite fast. So from 2016 to 2019, average daily trading volume on Vietnam stock exchanges hovered around 200 million US dollars. Since the COVID pandemic, a lot of the retail investors have figured out that they want to trade online. They want to invest, they want digital experiences, they want digital onboarding, everything needs to be online. And so we've seen just a ramp up in daily trading volume all the way to 2.1 billion in August 21st, 2021. So a lot of people are trading, and this is because of the growth in new retail brokerage accounts. Even this time last year, there was only about 30,000 new retail brokerage accounts being opened up every month. Now that number is closer to 100,000. So this is a 3 to 4 times growth in just the last 12 months. So a lot of people are opening up retail brokerage accounts. A lot of retail investors are trading. And then there's a long way to go. For example, if you look at Vietnam's mutual fund assets as a percentage of GDP, it's much lower than the countries in the region like Thailand, like Philippines, like India. And so there's a lot of way to go for structured products like mutual funds, ETFs, debt saving products. And so there's a lot that can be done on the supply side. And so in terms of Angfin's solution, we are a digital brokerage that focuses on kind of the beauty of investing. We really are focused on storytelling on companies. Every company has their own story. Every company owns different assets, different real estate projects, different product lines. For example, Masan, they own brands like Vinhao, Omachi, Namgo fish sauce. So a lot of these companies have products that people use every day, but they don't know that the companies are doing that. So we're really about storytelling, kind of unique visual colors within our app to kind of describe the company. But most uniquely, we are focused on doing fractional shares. Just because of Vietnam's 100 trading lot limit, we are doing fractional ownership of these popular companies. And we do that through our own proprietary market making system that allows us to use our balance sheet, but also reduce the risk on our own balance sheet. We're also very focused on, the storytelling element, both on a micro and macroeconomic factor for companies, showcasing the company's revenue growth, profit margin, their EPS, PE ratio, and then compare that against, companies within that same industry. So I'm a real estate investor. I want to figure out what the other real estate companies in Vietnam are and what are their metrics. And also very focused on education and continuous learning. So we're very focused on teaching users about what a stock, what a bond is. And then so we very view that the model is simple in terms of we know how to monetize in terms of taking commission on trades or taking a percentage of the margin that we sell or taking a percentage of the management fees of the mutual funds and ETFs that we offer. But what's not obvious about this model is how to be engaging, how to actually build in the community, how to build in the education, and then the touch points with your users so that they're always kind of talking about stocks on your application. And this is something that we want to focus on, first on engagement and then on monetization. So we're currently partnered with VN Direct and SSI and Dragon Capital as forms of VNdirect is brokering our trades for us on the back end using their API. SSI is our data provider, and Dragon Capital is one of the largest mutual fund managers in Vietnam. And so we're offering their products on our app as well. Go-to-market strategy is all about being culturally relevant. So this is not 20, 30 years ago on Wall Street. You don't need to go on CNBC to talk about your book or any other finance channel. You can do so right on Facebook, right on Instagram, right on TikTok. And so we really want to be culturally relevant for the new age retail investor, describing to them, what are kind of interesting companies in the market, like how did this company do during their last earnings call or their earnings calendar, and then really focus on KOLs like the sharks on Vietnam Shark Tank to help promote our brand. So landscape, it's a very exciting time to be an investing app in the world. Zeroha, Trade Republic, eToro, Wealthsimple are all billion-dollar companies doing trading apps within their own country. Most recently, Ajaib, which was an Indonesian company, was the fastest unicorn in Indonesia, hitting 1 billion valuation after 2.5 years. And then more recently, just a few days ago, Grow in India also hit a $3 billion valuation doing an investment app. So it's a very exciting time, and all of these headlines are within the last year. So Vietnam doesn't really have the new age modern competitors. And so we are the first to market. We launched our app 2 weeks ago to beta test. And then publicly last week, we already have 600 new users in about 3 days. So we're growing. We're new, but we're growing. And we are kind of the first digital brokerage to market, and that kind of addresses the modern era. But there are incumbents, and so we do have competitors. But there is just a world of opportunities that we can do in terms of building product here. We want to start with Vietnamese stocks, but we can very much go into things like passive investing, crypto, retirement accounts, and then eventually go into banking, because banking is where money starts. It's where people save money, where people get paid in. And so building a good kind of highway between passive investing to active investing to saving, and then being kind of the toll booth, taking fees all along the way, provides a really strong business model, especially because all of these experiences are digital. We don't plan to build offline centers. So we've fundraised so far. We've fundraised from global venture capital funds, GFC, Global Founders Capital, who were investors in Lazada, Facebook, LinkedIn, Slack from the early days, have backed us. And yes, this is my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much to the Royal Thai Embassy for having me speak today.
Thank you very much, thank you, Michael, for your presentation. It seems that you're not only about engaging the users to make it understand more and see the opportunities of what can be done in investment and new way of investing, and to become more active in the savings. Now, I would like to turn to listen to perspectives and experiences from Thai startups, and I would like to invite Kun Chanwit Sangwon Sinthoon from Shipbop to share his views with us today. Mr. Chanwit holds a Bachelor of Laws from Chulalongkorn University in Thailand. He was business and marketing consultant at Follow Me and co-founder and producer of Anamorphics before joining Shipbop. He has earned several national awards, including Honorable Mention Award, Top 10 Startup Thailand by Government Savings Bank, or GSB, in 2017. Shipbop has received Thailand's Prime Minister's Award for National Startup 2021 as Startup of the Year. I am pleased that Mr. Chanwit will share with us the story of Shipbop and how to make shipping easy. I would like to invite Kun Chanwit, please.
Okay. Hi. Hear me, right? Okay. So my name is Chanwit, and I'm CEO in Shipbop, and our goal is to make shipping easy. So our company started from 6 years ago, and our goal is to try to make the shipping in Thailand more easy for a lot of users in Thailand during that time. And for now, we partner with every courier in Thailand and we are now existed in Thai and Mauritius, contain of people more than 100 people, and we're shipping more than 20 million since we start. So how is we becoming the ship box? So before, in the time of 6 years ago, the e-commerce license, and because of the marketplace and also the social commerce, and we're seeing that we still have the pain in the sending the parcel to the express. So we can see if from the graph that you know that the volume comes up like with the e-commerce, and that happened for the shipping also. So the shipping for now in Thailand is average for per day is around 10 million parcel. So we decided how do we can help them in the market. So we are the middleman for the sellers and also the logistic companies. So in order to understand that what the logistic really pain have, so they usually have a lot of competitors in the market, and also they are good at their ways. So the question is how they can find the customers when they coming new is that in Thailand. So ShipHop trying to becoming the solution for them also. So we can provide the best match for them to find the user that have the pain that can solved by the logistic operations, some of the strong point. And so in order to help the sellers, so we can separate the seller two types. So the one is a small one like the SME, and also the enterprise that they need more than or more service. So when we understand that, we creating the system to support the both of type of the customers. For the SME, we have the website applications to let them do it easy, and also we creating a branch. For now, it's more than 1,000 of shop in Thailand, and also for the enterprise, we support a lot of service that can help them to understand and know more about the logistics. And even we have the data that can support that how they can surely have saving the cost and also have the best quality for the logistics using us. And also we provide the APIs to support a lot of platforms to become like the shipping gateway in Thailand. So how is we working on in the online of the ShipHop? So after if you enter the website of the shiphop.com, it's very easy that because we already provide the every detail and the information about the courier that you need to know in one page. So if you can want to know the price, we have the price comparison that can help you choosing the best logistic that you want. And also in order to create the orders, we also have this supporting system that can helping to complete the address that you enter. So basically we can collect the address to help you make sure that the address is correct. And you can payment, make it online. So you doesn't have to pay in cash. So this thing can help in the COVID time that everything can be done in online. Then no need to go into the shop. And also we support every label in Thailand. So basically, if you have any type of the printer, we can support every type. And also we provide the drop-off service with our partner and more than 1,000 of points for now in Thailand. And also we have our own fleet for pickup. So if you need some of the service that extra more than from the courier, we can do it. And also we have the tracking system that can provide the base data support for the sellers to know that where is the locating the parcel. And also we have the SMS alert that to help them to get to the buyer that, okay, for now, where is the orders coming from. And also we have provide insurance, partner with the insurance companies to provide more insurance than the courier do. And also we provide the customer service for 365 days, every day and 24 hours to support every seller who using us. So actually we provide the data up in the back, so we can help every user to using us to know a lot of things that they doesn't know before, like that. Okay, so how the progress in the logistics now doing? So they basically can know that if they're choosing their routing from where to their destination, they can know that which one should they use, and also that they will know right away after that how long it's gonna take to using the courier that more accurate. So after using us, they can increase the profit by 80% after that, because that also not for the price and also by the service and also by the certification of the buyers. So our model is very easy. We offer everything for free to user, and we charge from the logistic by 20 to 30%, and also from the COD 2%. So here's every partner in Thailand that we have since we start. And also this year we opened the cross-border service to help user to can sending across the world. So this is upcoming in this year. For we also have the offline one that we have in last years. So this thing come after the COVID. So actually when the COVID time comes, we can see a lot of data coming, like the e-commerce rising compared to before. So how we want to help in the society, we think that we can create the thing that we're doing best in our ship of online. So we want to move them to the offline. So by doing that, we take only like 6 months to 7 months to raise more than 1,000 of branch in Thailand. And basically every shop that they have, they can turn to be the parcel shop using the ship of service. So what the concept of the shop? Actually, we want to become the centers that can help every solution to every community by providing the service that doesn't relate also for the only per parcel, but a lot of service like lottery service, insurance selling service, and also the drop off of any parcel that they have, and also the payment of the electricity and also the waters that they can help in the community. So we provide everything that they need. So if anyone that have the shop or have the asset that they want to turn into become the center of the service point of the community, they can using us, and we can earning more than 70% from the shipping cost also. So these are the samples of the service that we provide for the offline shop. So you can see that a lot of things that we have the new from the online. And yes, this year we also win a lot of awards during that time because that we realized a lot that using the offline online model board way. So you can see that the performance for us, we last year we going like 121% from earning from $12 million. And about the challenge points from the COVID that we had to face last year. So they start from everything that related to the COVID, like the contamination of the people in the warehouse, and then make that a lot of parcel could not move out from the warehouse.
เดี๋ยวสัญญาณของทางสถานทูตขาดไปนิดนึงนะคะ Sorry everyone, it seems that the signal from the embassy side has been cut off a little bit. We just reconnecting, and once we can reconnect, I would like to invite Khun Chanwit to perhaps come back a little a couple of minutes before we were cut off. Can everyone still hear us? Please give us a thumbs up in the chat room. Okay, thank you ค่ะคุณพี่แอนอัธพลค่ะ Okay, คุณชันวิทย์คะ Are you still with us? Oh, it seems that we may have lost คุณอัธพล no, sorry, คุณชันวิทย์ so once we can let us give us a few seconds to try to get Khun Chanwit back. If not, we'll try to perhaps just a second, because it seems that Khun Chanwit has a slight technical hiccups. he's trying to connect back. If we would hold on a little bit. So it seems that Kun Chanwit has introduced us about the service of Chip Hop and how the Chip Hop can provide and connect with couriers in Thailand and provide the service that can be tracked and an all-around service and the entrance of Chip Hop into community in many sites in Thailand. Okay, it seems that we have Kun Chanwit back. Please, we were cut off by a couple of minutes. If you can come back just a little bit when you talk about the branches that open and with the community.
Yes. So yeah, back from the branch, right? So the concept that we say, we want to be the center of every community to help them to easy for access, not only for the shipping, but also any service that they want. So that's the basic the concept of our offline store that we're doing. And so we provide a lot of service like the printer, selling insurance and laundry service and anything that community needs. So basically we provide the solution that they ask for. Yeah. And so we won a lot of awards this year, and also that you can see from our progress of the financials that we got a lot since last year. You can see that 121% coming from the 2019, and we are earning more than $12 million. So that's how we progress. We're trying to find a solution that answers to the users, even from online and offline. So the challenge point coming from the COVID-19 is that because of the contaminate of the people and also the infected, so they make a lot of warehouse closing down and they affect a lot of logistic way. So how we can help that situations? So basically we already told you about the data that we're doing. So we can have that data coming from a lot of courier that partner with us, and we can know that what happens if the data see that the routing that happening to sending to which courier that gonna bring down the problem to the user. So we can notify them, and also we can suggest that which one that you should be used during the time, and also which routing that you have to use. And we covering with a lot of factors to calculate that things. So not only for the data from the logistic, but we also provide the data that more than that, like geographic and also the seasonality that happen to affect to the potential of the logistic itself. So we had with the help of that, we can maintain the good service to our sellers who are using us, and also that provide the best service for the buyers who are using the service. So that's how becoming that the shipment we are licensing in every years. And last year that for now we sending more than 10 million. So the active user more than 200,000. So that's how we trying to create the more value to our user, not only for the online, but for the offline, to trying to understand more and trying to do more in Thailand market. Yes, and then how the ship coming. So thanks for the Thai Embassy of Hanoi to giving a chance to hear. Yes.
I'm sure that this will be has another service that will link not only the wholesalers and retailers, but also to our users as well. So I would like to remind all participants once again that if you have any questions or any comments that you wish to share or have towards the presentations of our panelists, you may do so by dropping us in the chat line or in the directly to us or in the open room. So now I would like to turn to listen to the perspectives and experiences from our Vietnamese colleague, Mr. Thong. Mr. Thong is from Palexi, and he's a serial tech entrepreneur. Mr. Thong got a PhD in electrical engineering from Johns Hopkins University with 5 patents in computer vision and AI. He is currently the founder and CEO of Palexi, a retail technology company that empowers retail to unlock every missed opportunity by turning their data into actionable intelligence. And prior to setting up Palexi, Mr. Thong also co-founded Arimo, a big data company headquartered in California in the United States of America. which was later acquired by Panasonic. I now invite Mr. Tong to share his perspective and as founder and CEO of Palexi and as one-stop shop AI platform. Mr. Tong, please.
Thank you for having me today. All right, let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
I can see your screen.
All right. So hello, everyone. I am Thong Do, the founder and CEO of Palexi, a leading retail tech company that empower brick and mortar retail to unlock every missed opportunity in their stores. And so before introducing my company, I would like to introduce my team. So we are a team of both entrepreneurs, engineers, and retail experts. And we are global companies, and we provide the services to global markets. So here's the agenda for these discussions. First, I will walk you through some overview of our AI platform and explain how it works. And then I will demonstrate some case studies and testimonials. And finally, we're gonna wrap by Q&A. Okay. So the problem. So the world commerce had been shifted into a new era since 10 years ago, right? When the sales from e-commerce surpassed the sales from department stores. So those numbers are from the US, the United States of America market. And in this new era, Amazon, the leading e-commerce claims 35% or more of its sales from data-driven insights. So what it happens, right? You may ask, well, if you are the manager of an e-commerce company, right? You know that you can log in and see all the relevant data points, such as the number of visitors, the duration, and keywords that used to lead them to the website, so on and so forth, right? However, if you run physical stores, for example, right, all you will see at the end of the day is just point of sales data, right? So there's no wonder why e-commerce is winning, because it is just so much more convenient to do business and curate marketing campaigns based on all the data broken down and laid down nicely before your eyes. So how do we crack this? Well, over the last 3 years, we developed a pioneering AI-powered software as a service platform that can turn your retail data, including the CCTV footage, point of sale data, staff scheduling, promotion calendar, etc., into actionable insights. Right? And as an end user, you can access those actionable insights using the provided interactive dashboard and mobile apps. Okay, and you may ask, so how can the AI system turn the in-store data, such as the CCTV footage, into actionable intelligence, right? So let me show you quickly how our system can actually do that. So as you can see, this AI system can track every single individual shopper, right? By putting a bounding box, colorful bounding box around each person. And for each person, you will see the customer ID, and also the the F stand for female, the gender, and age group, 20 to 30 years old. So those numbers are estimated automatically from the AI system. Okay. So not only does the AI system track, detect staff, here the staff ID, but they also can actually measure the staff and visitor interactions. For example, in this video, you can see the staff is talking with the shopper, right? So when the staff is, let's say, within 2 meters from visitors for at least 15 seconds, so the system will define as an interactions and measure it. Okay. So let me go back to the slide. So basically, from the AI system, convert all these customer touch points in stores and convert them all into actionable informations, and that can be visualized using the interactive dashboard and mobile apps. All right, so here's some key benefits for retailers, right, when they deploy these solutions. So we help them plan and allocate their resources effectively. And also the system provides them with the full visibility of the store performance and show them how to improve it. It will tell you when there's an underperforming store or when there is a missed sale opportunity, so you can fix it. And last but not least, this solution is developed for clients in the emerging market, which means the cost is very sensitive to those clients in the emerging market. And we offer them a solution with zero capex by utilizing the existing data infrastructure in their stores. Okay, and of course, this solution can be applied to various verticals in industries. For example, like fashion retail, shopping mall, healthcare and beauty, and many more. So here's some case study from our existing client. So we have, for example, we have couple group, fashion retailer with about 50 stores nationwide in Vietnam to increase 35% in transaction by optimizing staffing scheduling. We also have Viet, the leading retailer of mattresses and bedding accessories in Vietnam, with 60 stores nationwide to increase 20% in profit per item by helping them optimize the store layout. Okay, and here's some of our clients. So we target global markets and especially focus on emerging market. Right? And right now we already have presence in 6 markets: Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore, Japan, Brazil, and Taiwan. Okay, and here's one quick testimonial from one of our partners, the Hakudo in Japan. They've been using our system since 2 years ago, and after evaluating other global vendors from Japan, from US, and they select us, and because they think that our solution is the best in the market. All right, that's it. Thank you for listening.
Although I think there will be a few questions that we have received. I'll come back to you a little later once we have listened to all the panelists. If you may still stay with us just a little while more. Now, let us turn to our last but not least panelist. We'll be listening to Mr. Sukrit Puttavirya from BitCup. Mr. Sukrit Puttavirya is co-founder of BitCup and CEO of BitCup Labs Company Limited. He holds Bachelor of Applied Science, major in Business and Managerial Economics from Mahidol University in Thailand. Mr. Sukrit has rich experiences working in financial services industry. Before setting up BitCup, he was regional commercial analyst and regional online marketing analyst of Lazada Group. He later held a senior regional online marketing analyst at Enzogo, which is an e-commerce, and a marketing BI analyst division manager at Central Group. I would now like to invite Mr. Sukrit to take the floor. Mr. Sukrit, are you?
Yep. Can you guys see my slide? Okay. Can you guys see my slide? Is it visible?
Perhaps I would like to ask you to perhaps turn on your camera too.
Oh, 1 second. Okay, there. Good morning, everyone. I'm Saab, co-founder of BitCap and the one taking care of the whole group marketing team. And it's an honor to be here and to share stories of BitCap. And in Thailand, BitCap is known as the biggest cryptocurrency exchange to date. We offer Bitcoin and other crypto trading services from Thai baht to other cryptocurrencies. So in Thailand, most companies listed on the stock exchange are mostly companies in the industrial age and where things grow pretty slowly. But when internet came, we started to see the new shift of growth. 20 to 30 years ago, it was a crazy idea to think that we would live with strangers or go around town with strangers, which were Uber and Airbnb changed all of this. We categorize internet related into 3 platform layers. The layer 3, we offer a service platform. This is where people started to buy things, communicate online, such as Lazada. We go online shopping, whereas we go into a mall right now. And in layer 4, it's an ecosystem business, which is super powerful.
Whether you're sharing your slides already or not, because we cannot see your slide.
Oh, I share the slide already. Let me check. I'm not sure if you can see the slide. Oh, 1 second.
To help with the presentation, screen sharing.
Yep, I already shared. It's pretty weird. Let me open my file again. Not sure if you can see my slide.
We cannot see your slide. The screen is still a little black.
Okay.
Would you mind us to help you with the file presentation? To share the screen for you?
Oh, of course. I will send a slide to you then.
Okay. So everyone else, please hold on just a little bit and apologize for any hiccups now.
I already shared to Kun Patty.
Okay, I'll be in touch with her. Okay, good. We can see your presentation now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing the screen, Kat.
ครับผม Okay, let's start with slide 2.
Chat is ready. Please continue.
Yep. Okay. So in layer 3, it offers a service platform. This is where people started to buy things, communicate online, or whether go out, travel somewhere with strangers. Airbnb, Uber, Lazada, online changes this. In layer 4 is an ecosystem business, which is very powerful. An example of this is WeChat, where things started to get interesting. In China, you can just use one application to do all the regular things you need, whether it's banking, traveling, order food, or ride a cab and messaging. In platform layer 5, it's unavoidable to have it. Right now, all of your phones that you are using are whether Android or iOS, which is a basis of our infrastructure. Blockchain also came into place to be the new infrastructure on top of the internet we use today. That's where we started BitCup. We have been around for 3 to 4 years now. Before that, we started off back then when was Bitcoin boom at 600K baht, and it plummeted down to around 100K Thai baht. At that time, people were only talking about prices in both positive and negative side, as it was seen by the government as a new Ponzi scheme. But as a team, our own team, we saw the technology behind it. It is going to disrupt the banks and other industry as well on the way we transfer value. Now Bitcoin is valued at around 2 million Thai baht. It's the best value investment worldwide right now. We started off with a team consisting of only 10 people, expertise in different fields. What makes us successful is that we see things differently than other people. We know that creating a startup is like jumping down a cliff while creating a plane midair. We work our asses off to create the best product for the mass. So BitCup has 3 main companies supporting the ecosystem right now. The first one is BitCup Online. BitCup Online offers crypto trading services. It is a bridge to transfer value from the current world to the new world, such as Thai baht to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. The second one is BitCup Blockchain Technology. It offers blockchain services where we just created our own blockchain infrastructure where developers could come in to create anything on the platform, likewise iOS and Android. And in BitCup Academy, we know that the technology is quite new. And it is super new to users that they don't even know what product they are purchasing. They were just speculating the prices. So education is the main part where we offer learning courses to the mass and online courses. And these are the milestones that we have covered. Since we are one of the first movers, it's a proud achievement to have 95% market share in Thailand in all cryptocurrency trading services in Thailand. People chose us rather than the competitors. We are also one of the first to receive the exchange license from the SEC. We have over 500,000 people in the community right now across all social media platforms. And people could deposit and withdraw Thai baht instantly online. We don't have to wait T+1, T+3. And within 4 years, we have more than 2 million downloads and 2 million users online. As of now, we have 2 to 10 billion trading volume daily, and one of the most trustworthy exchange worldwide. And latest, we already hit $1 billion valuation as the 3rd unicorn in Thailand, with an estimated earning of 5 billion in revenue, Thai baht, and 2 billion Thai baht revenue profit this year. Also, to be honest, during COVID, we have no issues regarding gaining customers. Likewise, food delivery platform also. We operate solely online. And actually, in platform business, we are lucky that we even gain more customers. The problem is actually upon the working team. Most companies also struggle having their working team work at home while the process is not that ready. We already prepared those beforehand. So we have around 50 applications that help us work online, but in the customer's term, we have no problem with that. So thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you, Mr. Sukrit, very much for your presentation, and we are glad to hear that BitCup is the third unicorn of Thailand. And now I think there are quite a few numbers of questions that we received from our participants today. Anyhow, we still can receive some more questions, and I'll just come back to each of our panelists. The first questions is to our ship Bob, if Kun Chanwit is still with us. Kun Chanwit, are you still with us? Okay, I'll just read out the questions first. The first question is, does Chipop allow the end users to sort through the carriers? If so, how many ways can they do it? And what is the default option? What is, for example, price, rating, alphabeticals, etc. And a few more questions is, you mentioned that your main customers and also your team comprises of Thais and Malaysian. What reason in particular for Malaysian? And another question is, you also mentioned about the shop and the branch that's going to be close to community, and it's going to provide services not only about the shipping, the couriers, but it's going to be something like other services like drop off and laundry. Could you please tell us a little bit more why laundry, how it comes into picture? This is the first question that's going to be addressed to Ship Bob, if Kun Chanwit is still with us. The second question is to Alexi. I think there are quite a numbers of for Alexi and for Kun Thong. The first one is, can Palexi be integrated with all types of CCTV cameras, or it comes only with a specific one? And how Palexi can ensure that the use of CCTV videos as data for AI platform is in respect of privacy of their customers? The second one is, do you think there is any privacy concern or any how to reduce, well, pretty much the same as the first one. And you go quite quickly about the market and the retail market in Vietnam. Could you please perhaps tell us a little bit more how Palexi views the Vietnamese market for smart retail, and what's the market price, what's the market share, and how the e-commerce trend in Vietnam? Perhaps I'll stop there first. If Kun Thong, Mr. Thong Do is to address a few questions first.
All right, thank you for the questions. So for the first question, is it about like if our tech solution work with all CCTV cameras, right? The short answer is yes. We work with all camera vendors in the world because our solution is fully cloud-based solutions, which means we stream the video footage from the camera in store to our server in cloud and process there. Okay. The second question is about the privacy, right? The consumer privacy. And the good news is that our solution is completely GDPR compliance. The privacy standard from the European countries, because our technology doesn't capture or store any personal information, consumer or staff. What it does is that it's only track anonymous, the journey, the touch point consumer in store, but it doesn't associate those data with any personal information. So it's completely anonymous and fully compliant with the GDPR standard. The third question is about the position of Galaxy in Vietnam market, right? Yeah, I can say right now Galaxy is the only vendor in Vietnam, and very few vendor in the region to offer this type of solutions. Now, there's a lot of vendors provide is kind of a part of our solution, but for the comprehensive analytics solution, like what we are offering, there's a very few vendors in the world. Some of them are from US and some of them from Japan. And we dominate the Vietnam market. And the market share, I can say, like even though we are the only vendor in this market, for the last 2.5 years, we spent our effort to educate the market, because in Vietnam, this kind of solution still very quite early in terms of like the mindset of the retail clients, right? Some of them already have the data-driven mindset, but others they don't have this kind of mindset. So we need to educate them and give them the actual example case study of how they can actually increase profit and revenue by deploying these kind of solutions. I think the potential for this market in Vietnam is still very high, but at the same time, this solution is designed for the global markets. So we will basically expand our services, already expands our services into other markets, not just in Vietnam. Okay.
Okay.
So
I'll come back to you. There are a few more questions, but let us. We have Kun Chanwit back with us. Kun Chanwit, do you need us to? Do you want me to repeat the question again, or can you hear us fine a little early?
Yes, please. Can you ask it?
Well, the question addressed to you is the first one is does ChipBob allow the end users to sort through the carriers? If so, how many ways can you do it? And what is the default option? For example, is it the price, or is it the rating, or is it alphabetical, etc.? And the second question is when we say that your partner and your customers are mainly Thais and Malaysian, could you please let us know a bit about why Malaysian and what's the interest in that? And you also, another question, the third one is that you mentioned about the branch, and your branch is going to provide a variety of services at the branch. It's not going to be concentrated or focused on shipping, but rather it will also provide other services such as drop off. And you also mentioned laundry. So there is curiosity that why laundry? Yes, these are perhaps a first few questions for you.
Okay, so the first one, the questions about the end user that you choose the courier, right? So basically they can choose a lot of factors that relate to us. So even today they can use their own price, like the courier price that they have getting from the courier, but they can share our system can support them. So when they have some problem happen with the courier, we can support them also from the tracking. Also, when the courier that they use gets tracking, so we can change it to the other courier that we can support the service to them. So that's how the user can have the options on choosing the courier. Okay, and then also to the second question is why Malaysia race. So actually we saw some of the potentials that the cross-border between Thai and Malaysia is quite good, and we're trying to move into the Malaysia to explore the opportunity about the cross-border parcels from in Thailand, because that we see that and in the futures. So when we have some of the e-commerce licensing, and a lot of volume are trying to go to like Laos, Cambodia, and also the Myanmar. So later, I think that we also explore for the CRMV to expand to the other countries also to combine the system and to make every area that we're going to have the same of the service that we can provide, and helping the seller or user who using us to get more easy for shipping into every area that we have the connections. And about the branch service that you are asking, that why the laundry? Actually, our model is like franchise. So basically, we support every tech and also the deals that we have to support them, right? So we provide a solution that trying to solve the pain in that area. So some of the service area that they have, they lack of the payment point, and maybe also the laundry system that some of the remote area in Thailand also doesn't have that. We have the partners, and we can put that to the area, so we can help them to gain more revenue from the other model besides from the parcel shop, and also that because that they have a lot of area for their shop, they can doing like service other like fulfillment also, that we have the system to let them know use the kind of service. So we think that we trying to being the tech solution for every partner that we going to, and also for our franchise too. Yes.
Clarification when you say about the first explanation of choosing the carrier. So if because our participants has just wishes you to perhaps explain a little further if they understand correctly. So it means that if they go into your website and then they can see they will just choose what types of goods or destination that they want to send their goods and buy, and then they will be able to choose the courier as well. Do we understand that correctly?
Yes, they can choose their own, or we can using as the suggestion from us that what is the best fit for them.
And when they choose everything, then the system will comes up with a variety of choices from the couriers, and they can choose what price at what time. Then they can decide which services they will use, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I think it seems clear for our participants. Thank you very much. Just a little bit more. When you say that you start with Malaysia first, could you tell us a little secret? Why Malaysia first and not all other neighboring countries?
Okay, so actually we know a guy from the Mauritius, and we see some potential of that they have the connections in the e-commerce in Malaysia. So we decided to move that to Malaysia first. So by chance maybe, but we see that the opportunity coming, so we decide to go. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now I'd like to turn to Michael. When you say that you are about to raise to Series A in Q4 next year, what is your plan, and what's the ultimate goal of Anfin? Could you please share us a little bit, and could you please there are questions about who are actually your customers. Is there any specific age groups that they're interested in? In particular, what kind of products that they are looking for in your services?
Sure. Great question. And so, I think we want to roll out our product in a couple of ways. First, we want to build a moat around stocks, Vietnamese stocks specifically, because we view that the market right now isn't served quite well by the incumbents, who I think have really complicated UI UX. They try to sell new users on products like margin, which we want to avoid for early users. It's not to say that we won't ever have margin, but I think it's something that you have to kind of unlock as a user as you get more experience with investing. And so when we think about where we want to go in terms of product for the next 6 months, we still want to build the brokerage app. but also really focus on the wealth management side, because I think that the user mindset is a bit bifurcated in the sense that everyone wants that stable 10 to 12% return from either a fixed income product or a mutual fund or an ETF. On the other side, they want to speculate. They want to kind of be involved with the community, talk about stocks at the dinner table with their friends. So when it comes to the kind of users that we want to target, it's the kind of user who will kind of adapt to our forms of content, which are really focused on short form videos, Instagram, Facebook, Facebook Live. We want to have KOLs go on at 8:30 every morning, right before the trading session begins. And then, after the market closes around 3, so call it 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. You just really provide commentary in a modern way, and then engage with our users through these channels. So in terms of our demographics, I'd say probably the 18 to 35 demographic, users who are digitally savvy, really don't need an agent, don't really want an agent to broker their trades, but want to do everything on the app directly. And so that's really our demographic that we want to target. Of course, we're still early, and so we don't want to just silo ourselves to one. We just want to see where this takes us. Again, we're about a week old. So it's the very beginning of the journey for us. And we're looking forward to kind of starting from here and seeing where it takes us.
Another question for you. When you say that this age group is main of your customer or users of your application is ages between 18 to 35, and what kind of product or investment does it respond to your objectives of or answer the question that make people to change their behaviors in from investing in land or in properties into moving to the stock market?
Yes. So I think that each asset type has their innate benefits. So for example, fixed income or savings products kind of deliver you that stable 5 to 6% return a year that a lot of users are completely happy with. On the other end, real estate is quite expensive. The barrier to entry is very high, and to buy a piece of real estate or to buy a complex or to buy a condo nowadays could cost you on average about 1 billion BND, about $40,000. And so I would view that a lot of people don't have that kind of money. And so we're kind of addressing this middle group of investors that, want more return, more yield than fixed income, but still not have as illiquid of a choice as real estate. Stocks are much more liquid, and therefore, you can buy and sell as freely as you want. And so we want to kind of capitalize on that type of user behavior. And so, when we think about also the demographic, we also kind of think about this kind of rising middle class in Vietnam that I think is also very powerful because they have so many different options for things to invest in now with the stock market becoming much more simple, much more kind of at their fingertips. And so this is the rising middle class that we want to target. And I think with like modern forms of content, modern forms of engagement, we can really speak to this age group.
That's very clear and very visionary. We hope that you'll touch more on the rising middle class in Vietnam and capture and becomes to turn on to reach our target in next year. Now we have another question for BitCop, Khun Sugrit Ka. The question is, what's the difference between BitCop and Binance? Khun Sugrit Ka, are you still?
Oh, okay. That's the only one, right? Okay. So right now, BitCop is more like a first tier trading service platform from Thai baht to cryptocurrency, right? For Binance, it's more like a secondary platform where they trade crypto to cryptocurrencies. So right now, to be honest, in Binance, they have more services because they are not regulated in Thailand, and people transferring their money there have to take their own risks. They're not regulated anywhere, but it is unspeakably they are the biggest exchange in the world, and it's the most trustworthy one with more users who traded on that platform. They offer DeFi NFT services on there, but BitCup will get there pretty soon. I hope this answers. Yep.
What would you position your how to say? Do you see that BitCup and Binance? How would you how to say? People should perhaps consider BitCup a little bit more if they are in Thailand or in the region, or how do you see that?
Okay, if in Thailand, I see where people started off trading cryptocurrency, they should use local exchange. In Binance, you have to be pretty expert a little bit more and learn a little bit more before trading overseas. In Thailand, we have SEC who protected users, but on the overseas term, they have to protect themselves. So I recommend that if you just start trading and get to learn more about the technology on the platform, I think you should use the local exchange with a licensed exchange first.
For the suggestion and your advice. We have another question for Alexei, perhaps. And when we would like to, in your presentation, our participants say that how Alexei position itself and differentiate from other AI platforms for smart retails.
Okay. I think one of our key differentiation is that we don't require retail clients to install any additional hardware devices in store. So it's just plug and play, right? And we just our philosophy is to utilize what you already have in your stores, your data infrastructure, your devices that you already have in store, and we give you an innovative solution to capitalize on your existing infrastructure.
As a one-stop shop AI platforms, do you also link with logistics and delivery of goods and parcels, or do you have partners on that already?
That's a longer vision, right? So right now we focus more on what happens in store, right? But we also extend to the inventory optimization and other part of the the retail business and manufacture as well. Yeah, so it's part of the long-term visions.
So now you only focus on the in-store to analyze and everything to provide with the retails or the stores. Are you? I'm not so sure whether, since today we have banks with us, we also have shipping and couriers with us. We also have solutions for financial payments and everything. Perhaps I hope that today perhaps we will bring Thailand and Vietnam closer together. Right. Okay. I think is there any more questions from the floor? We may be able to get a few more if there is any additional ones. Let me just look at the our chat box a little bit. By the way, perhaps I'll ask them across all our panelists. There is one more question. For operating as startups, how tax incentives in Vietnam or in Thailand has helped startup with growing up? If you may be able to share with us, Mr. Tong and Michael as well.
Yeah, I can actually share my opinion on that questions. So I think one of the key challenges of any startup is to grow the business, right? And build the distribution channel. So, like, for example, in our case, we start reaching out and build our presence in other markets, including Thailand, right? So if somehow there's some sort of alliance or some sort of coordination between two countries, that helps startup to access the markets, the clients more effectively, right? that would be great for us, because that exactly the key challenges that we are facing right now in the growth stage. Thank you.
Do you wish to add anything?
Sure. So we've had some good discussions with Dragon Capital on a pension product that they are putting together. So I would love to see more work on that space in terms of providing better tax incentives for employers to offer their employees tax incentivized retirement plans, savings plans, and then have some of that capital flow to the equities market. Because that also helps Vietnamese businesses and corporations raise more capital, offer better solutions for capital markets to companies looking to raise money through the stock markets. And so I think this is a way to kind of drive value for the stock markets by having pension products that are focused on a good mix of government bonds as well as equities.
Thank you. I'm not so sure whether our panelists, our colleagues from Thailand, Chip-Hop and Viet, would you have any perspective to share your personal views on tax incentives in Thailand that perhaps you may be experiencing as well? Khun Chanwit and Khun Suprit, are you still with us? Or can you hear us quite clearly? It seems that there may be slight technical difficulties on the signal. Right. It may come to perhaps our very last, just a few seconds. Very few last few words. Perhaps before we end, I would like to perhaps draw from our panelists two things. Could you please give us 3 lessons learned from each of our panelists, and in your experience perspective at the startup, and another one is one thing for younger generation who wishes to pursue the dream and start a business. What's your suggestion? Could you please perhaps start with Michael, since I already see you're ready.
I'd say I'm a Vietnamese American, so Viet Kieu. I came back to Vietnam in 2017 to start a business and to start working at venture capital right away. So a really good way to meet founders, learn about the nuances of the market. And I would say that's my first lesson, is learn about the nuances of the market that you're in. Every market is extremely different. And so all of the lessons being an investment banker in the US don't really apply to Vietnam anymore. So bring back the skill set that you have, but also be very open to learning about the nuances of the market. This is a personal view, but I do hope that the venture capitalists in Vietnam and Southeast Asia are bolder about making decisions. It's very difficult, in my opinion, to do accelerator programs and have $25,000, $50,000 to run a business. Obviously, this is usually not enough money. You need more to build big businesses. And so venture capitalists always ask for quite a bit, and that's okay because this is their money to invest. But I think the gist of venture capital is to be risk capital, to make decisions based on founders and markets rather than traction. So I do hope to see more venture capitalists do make that leap of faith in this market.
Right. Thank you very much. Then perhaps Mr. Tong.
Yeah. So I think one thing I would like to share is about focusing on customer, right? At the end of the day, it's all about customer, and whatever we build, whatever service we provide, or whatever products we build, it is to solve customer problems. So focusing on customer problems, help them solve the problem, and adding more value to them, because that's the other thing matter at the end of the day, right? No matter what technology, what products you are building. Yeah, that's part of. And also the second point is about you asking about the for the younger generation. I think now the world has become more flat, right? And there's no boundary. So yeah, why not like dream bigger, right? And target the global markets from day one, right? There's nothing, limit you to do that, and you can provide build products and offer the product services anywhere in the world, right? With the internet, the expansion, the popularity of the internet everywhere. So right now there's more opportunity for all of us, right? Regardless of where we are, to target the global markets. All right, that's all.
Mr. Tong, thank you for the lesson learned that you and Michael has just shared with us, and the advice for the younger generation who would wish to perhaps dream big, think big, and start a business like you too. And I think I'm not so sure, but maybe perhaps our colleagues from Thailand may have experienced some difficulties in the signals. They may not be coming back before we wish to hear, but I'll surely forward the two 3 lessons learned and 1 advice for the younger generation to them, and perhaps I'll share with all the participants later after the session. And I think we have run out of all the questions, and before we end, just a little bit, I would like to thank all the panelists for the participation today. And it seems that we have a very interesting discussion today. We have heard from K-Bank, K-Vision, and their mission in Vietnam, and they will be the ones who are looking for the text and the interesting companies that they will link and be able to provide services with the local partners. They're also looking for tech talents, and I think that would be an opportunity for Thailand and Vietnam to work together. We also hear from very distinctive views and experiences from both Vietnamese and Thai startups in various sectors, whether it be the career stock markets that makes closer to people, to younger age group, for ranging to the retail business, linking, providing the AI services. And I hope that all of our discussion today will be useful and give you some insights directly from our founders and the leaders of the startups from both of our countries, and that this will also present an opportunity for Thai and Vietnamese businesses to work together. I would like to, my final words is wish to thank all the panelists and participants for joining us today, and I hope to see you all later again in our next talk. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.